Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course, and we are pleased to be joined by Kaz Grala, of course, who will be driving for Alpha Prime Racing in the NASCAR Xfinity Series for select races, and he'll also be in the car whenever they need him or call upon, or if something happens to one of the drivers. How's it going, Kaz?
Great. How are you?
Doing well. I know there has been a lot of news surrounding you the past few weeks, most of which you can't talk about just yet. But let's talk about what you can. Of course, announced that Alpha Prime is of course, you announced yesterday that you're going to be driving for Alpha Prime for select races, including Auto Club. I know, talking to Tommy Joe a few weeks ago, they said they were going to be the surprise, and I guess you're the surprise.
I guess I am the surprise, and they were the surprise for me over this off season. You know, it was really cool to hear from Tommy and to link up about this deal for this year. I mean, what they're doing over there at Alpha Prime is pretty cool. I was really excited last year driving for Jordan Anderson Racing. I loved what they were doing. As a new team in Xfinity, I felt like they were really focused on performance, on building their team, on getting as many different drivers from different backgrounds as they could to get feedback on their equipment, evaluate it, and get better. Loved that approach. And I feel like Alpha Prime is taking the exact same approach. And so I'm excited to be a part of that kind of environment once again. They're all right. I guess they're not a totally brand new team. They're kind of two existing Xfinity teams, a little bit, single car teams merging to become one Alpha team, if you will. But I think that they're going to get a chance to evaluate their equipment this year and definitely get some different drivers in the cars. And I really like the driver lineup they have. You've got younger guys, you've got experienced guys, you've got guys that have raced in other series. So I think that they're going to perform really well, and I'm excited to kick it off with them early in the year, week 2, 3, and 4 in the New Hampshire during the summer. So it's a great schedule for me, and I'm pumped about it.
How big is that to race at your home track?
It's huge. It's been a couple of years since I've gotten the chance to do that. And for me, when it comes to family and friends, but also just New England race fans, I've got plenty of New England race fans that follow me and have been fans of mine as I've made my way up through the series. And it's always good to get to go up there and race in front of them, meet them, do autograph sessions and all that great stuff. But the problem is you really only get that one New Hampshire race per year to get in front of the New England fans. There's some others, I suppose, Watkins Glen, Dover aren't that far, but still New Hampshire is kind of in the heart of that New England area, Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, Connecticut. That's the closest one to all of those. So I always get the most fans at that race. So it's a special environment for me, and it's going to be fun to be back.
Okay. So I know one thing, 4 races is not all you're doing this year. I know you have some other plans that haven't been announced yet. I know that there's a lot of stuff that you want to do. What do you specifically, where are we going to see you this year? Let me ask that.
Yeah, well, I guess the cat has not stayed in the bag very well on some of this stuff. It's hard to. But yeah, you will definitely see me in other series, other teams. Really my goal going into this year was just to race as many times as I can and to try to keep up a good rhythm. That West Coast swing is huge for me. That's going to be 3 races with the same team in the same series, back-to-back weekends. That gives me a great chance to warm up. You're not going in ice cold. The last couple of years, I've gone into the season. Let me think. 2019, I went into the season with 5 races on my schedule. Yep. 2020, I went into the season with 5 races on my schedule. And 2021, I went into the season with 4 races on my schedule. Each of those years ended up being more than what was in concrete going into the year. And heck, I hope that happens again this year. You pick up random ones here and there when there's opportunities. But just to go in with a bigger schedule so that I'm not getting into the seat cold helps a lot. Like 2020, the first time I got in the car was July 25th that season. you're past halfway in the season and I hadn't even been in a car yet. And of course, that year we didn't have any practice or anything.
Right.
So I fired straight off. I think that was when they were still drawing for position.
Yeah.
I drew third. I started the Xfinity race third at Kansas. I hadn't been on a mile and a half in a year and a half, and I had not been in an Xfinity car or any NASCAR stock car in a full year. So that doing that is tough. So this year I'm hoping will be a good breath of fresh air for me in terms of being warmed up. And, I still don't know if I'll be in something every week. I'd love to be sometime, but it might be a week off or 2 weeks off. I'm hoping to get enough of a spread out schedule where there is not huge gaps in it for me so I can stay fresh.
Okay. I know that there's also, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask this question. Can you talk about the Daytona 500 and what that plans are with the supposed money team? Can you say anything about that yet?
I can't talk about the team. I can talk about the Daytona 500, though. I can't wait for it. 2022 Daytona 500. I hear it's sold out, so it's going to be a good race. But yeah, sure. I definitely hope to be in it. I think you and I probably both do. Who doesn't, right?
Yeah. I mean, nice. So you talk about also with all the rest of the stuff you want to do. I know you're also I know we could also see you in the truck series as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get my seat into every series this year. I'd really like to do that, not only because that means more races, but I love doing that. I like it. You'd be shocked at how different the racing is in trucks versus Xfinity, right, and how different the racing is in those versus Cup. They're all completely different animals. Right. So I like to do a little bit of everything. And obviously last year I jumped into a few truck races. I think I did 3 of them, did well in all 3 of them and had a blast. It was fun. It was my first time really getting into trucks in a few years and I loved it. So I'd really like to get to do some more of those this year. And, with our performance last year, I feel like we can do a lot going into this year.
Yeah. So when I know you have more stuff to announce, do you have any updates on that?
I'm hoping that you'll know everything by the end of this week. If you don't, it'll probably be everything by early next week. So I think things will be happening here in short order.
Okay. And you might just see Kaz later this week. I do not know. Unless if he wants to do one of these again, we might have to. So we'll obviously keep you updated on Kaz's plans. So all right. Well, Kaz Grala, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. Wait, actually, I have one more thing to ask you. Testing an X-Gen car. You had a chance to do that last year with the Starcom team. What is that? What's that like? What was that experience like?
It was great. I love these new cars. I think they're really cool. They've done a couple updates, small updates to the cars since I drove them. I don't think they're going to make a major difference from a driving standpoint, but you never know what to expect exactly. And of course, I did not get a chance to drive the car on an oval at all, just on the road course. So that I'm curious about as well in terms of what the cars feel like out there. But on the road course, it was fun. It was fast. I mean, the brakes are incredible. The independent rear suspension is really, really stable, especially under braking. So, I mean, they're fun cars to drive and you can be ultra aggressive in them. Yes. Way more aggressive in them than you could be in our old style cars. They drive much more like a sports car in that sense where you can just, absolutely pummel the car and it'll just take it. So I think that's going to change the way you see them able to race on the road courses for sure. I can't speak to how they drive on the ovals yet. So I'll be curious to see how the races play out in these cars on the ovals. But I would have loved a chance to get to test the Charlotte Oval. I definitely would have loved the chance to test Daytona a couple weeks ago to know what to expect there. But I'm just going off what I saw on the road course. And so I at least know how to get the thing in gear and get up to 5th gear. I do know that. So that's about the extent of my next gen experience I'd be taking into an oval race for this year. So we'll see. But I guess no one really knows what to expect, even in the tests. It's not like they're truly racing in a full pack. So I don't think anyone's going to know exactly what to expect when the green flag falls for the duels and for the 500.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Kaz Grala, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us. Congrats on your deal with Alpha Prime, and we'll have you back on again next, maybe later this week, to talk about the rest of your plans.
Maybe. Yeah, thank you.